topic for today: how to build a good credit score. So when I came into this Canada, I heard so many stories about this credit score, so many advice from different people, how to build a credit score and how to build your credit history and all that. So many people said I have to open different bank accounts so I can get different credit cards from different financial institutions. And I don't think it's a good thing I didn't really take that advice though, because when I made a research, I discovered that your credit score doesn't really increase based on the number of credit cards you get. It doesn't. So I'll be sharing my story on how I was able to build my own credit score. I'll be sharing that with you guys. So I opened an account with just one bank. So I was given a credit card. And back in Nigeria, we don't know anything about credit card, right? We basically use debits. We just buy something, you make your repayment immediately. But here in Canada, without a good credit score, you are on a long thing. Like, you need to have a good credit score if you want to do a major investment. So I have to sit up and learn. In fact, I have to research because everybody have different things to say that works for them. But I had to research, go to Canada website as well, make enough research on how I can build my credit score. So far it has really been helping me. So when I arrived in Canada, I opened my account with just one bank and I was given a credit card. So usually what I do, I have a monthly budget. I'm trying to narrate the story of how I've been able to build my credit score so far without having too many credit cards, because even too many credit cards might harm your credit score if care is not taken. So I got a credit card. So from my research, I decided to make a monthly budget. For example, if I want to spend like $300 in a month, of course, I spend using from my credit card. I spend the $300. Now, after spending the $300, I don't pay back immediately. That is another mistake that people do. You don't need to pay back immediately. I wait for the next month for my statement to arrive. I'll be putting a picture to see how it looks like. So when the statement arrives, it shows you amount due and minimum payment to be made. Now, there is difference between amount due and minimum payment. The amount due will tell you this is the amount due you need to pay for this particular month, which may be $300. Then you can make a minimum payment of $10. Sometimes bank says $20. Now, people make the mistake of paying the minimum payment. Now, if, for example, the amount due is $300 and you're making a minimum payment of $20, know that the remaining $280, the interest will be accumulating. And interest can be as high as 20 or 25% depending on your financial institution. So if you have $280 left, just know that the next month your interest will accumulate for that $280. So what works for me best is I try as much as possible. In fact, not I try as much as possible. I ensure that I pay the amount due. So if my amount due date is, for example, is August 28th. So I start and the statement arrives August 7th. So what I do, I split the payment. August 10th, I might pay $50. August 13th, I will pay like $15. $100. So I paid the entire $300 on or before like 22nd or 23rd at most, so that I will leave like 5 days before the amount due date for the money to reflect, because you don't need to pay it on that particular day. If you pay on that particular day or like a day to the due date, it might not reflect, and that it means that you did not make that payment for that particular due date, but you're making it against the following month. So I ensure that amount due date is paid even before that August 28th, but I don't pay it before statement arrive. So many people, once they use their credit card, like they use it today, they spend $200 or $50 today, the next day they're already making payments. You're not allowing the money to even reflect on the statement. So one thing I don't do is I don't pay immediately. Once I use my credit card, I don't pay immediately. I wait for the statement to arrive in the following month to tell me the amount due and the due date that I'm supposed to pay up before I start making payment. That has helped me a lot. Then the second thing that has also helped me is not having to spend the entire money on my credit card. If, for example, the financial institution gives you like $1,000 in your credit card, please don't spend the $1,000. It will reduce your score. You can spend like 500, 600, but don't spend the entire money. They will see that, oh, so without the credit, that means you don't have any other money you can spend without the credit card. So do not spend the entire money. Leave like 30%. Or if you have like $2,000 in your credit card, just spend like 1.5 or 1.6, but ensure that you're leaving something like 30%, okay, or even 50%. But do not spend the entire money. Now, let me go back to why I said if you have too many credit cards, you might even be doing yourself harm. If, for example, you have 3 banks that give you 3 credit cards, and because it's free money, you spend from this, maybe they give you 1,000 each from each of the card. You spend 600 from first bank, the first bank that gave you credit card, and you spend another one. Maybe CIBC gave you credit card, RBC gave you another one, and Scotiabank gave you another one, and you spend $600. And as a new immigrant, you might not have like just be spending the entire money, when what one bank with one credit card can actually help you to build your score. You're using 3 different banks and then even confusing yourself more. Because if you are using one bank and with one credit card, you should be able to spend from it and replace. It will help you to even do your budget more, rather than cracking your head on, oh, I have to pay for this bank, I have to pay for this bank, I have to pay for this bank. So on the contrary, many banks or many credit cards does not build your credit score. It doesn't build your credit score. You can maintain one bank, because with time, if they see that you're very good, you're credit worthy, they will increase your limit. There are some people that came into Canada, CIBC, depending on what they said they are doing. Some got even 4,000, some got 3,000, while some got 1,000 with CIBC Bank. So you don't need plenty credit cards for you to be able to build your credit score. You don't need it. This is my own advice. Everybody is like entitled to their opinion. This has been working well for me. So I'm not saying you should do what I do, but it's something that has been so helpful. So, okay, so if there's any question, you can keep it on, you can write on the comment section. Please, no DMs, because I have lots of DMs and I don't even know where to stand. But if you put your question on the comment section, I'll be able to see it easily.